Hi everyone, today I'm going to be playing Grand Austria Hotel and I'm going to be showing off the solo variant that I found on Board Game Geek. It's the post was by Magus du Nord and he's used some solo variants from some other games and thrown them together, and you can mix and match parts as you like to get the best solo game for you. And so I'll explain a little bit about the rules first, and if you'd like to get straight to the gameplay, then I'll put a link somewhere on the screen and you can click that. But otherwise, let's get to the game. So we are hoteliers and we are trying to get guests into our cafe, serve them the meals that they want to entice them up to our hotel, where we can prepare rooms for them and eventually get them into those rooms. Along the way, we're going to hire staff, we're going to try and impress the emperor who will be visiting, and do all sorts of things to try and get the best hotel, the Grand Austria Hotel. And how will we do that? Well, for this solo game, you set up as if it was a two-player game. You randomly get one of the turn order things, and the dummy player will get the other. So I will be going first, and the dummy player will be going second, which means that he will get 2 turns in a row and I go first and last in the round. The next part of setup that happens is that starting with the last player, so starting with him, he will pick a guest card. When he needs to pick a guest card, we roll a d6 and he is going to take number 2. So 1, 2. So that's just out of the game, just so the cards keep moving in the solo game. And now I get to pick. So I am going to get to prepare some rooms in a second. So since the guest is free, I might want to take one of these expensive guys. If we take a look at them, once they're in their cafe, they need to be served this food and drink. So we've got strudel, cake, wine, and black is coffee. They need to be served this stuff so that they'll move into our hotel. They'll earn us this many points and they'll give us a special ability. In this guy's case, he will earn 4 money. So we would take a guy, he goes into our cafe. Now you can only ever have 3 people in your cafe, and you can never the only way you can ever take them out of your cafe is serving them the food they want so they go into your hotel. If you get guys left in there at the end of the game, that can be worth some negative points. So the rest of setup is, we're going to pick a card. I've just picked a red there because I've got some red rooms here. And then we're going to pick 3 rooms to set up. And preparing rooms is basically putting on the tiles. The first one has to be this red one because we have to start from this corner. And now the next ones have to be adjacent. And I need to pay the amount that's on the floor. So the first floor it's free to build on, and second floor you need to pay 1, 2, and 3 to put rooms on there. But if you can prepare rooms up here, they are worth points just by preparing the room. You don't even need to get anyone in there. So since there's a lot of blue guys out right now, so we would move these along. Now I've picked that. So you get a sense of what's coming out. Green customers are wild. They will go in any room. They are very wild. And let's set up some blue rooms actually. So I'm going to have to pay a money to prepare this blue room. So I move down from 10 to 9 on my money track. And now I'm all set up to start playing the game. So what you will do in a game of Grand Austria Hotel, the first player will take all of these dice. I hadn't thought this through really, had I? One-handed. And they will roll them. And then we arrange them on the action board in their columns, like so. And then we start taking turns. So I would go first. The first thing that happens on your turn, it's optional, and you can take a guest card for the amount underneath. And then they go into your cafe. You've got space for 3. After that, you need to take an action, and the actions are taken using the dice. The number of dice determines how powerful that action is going to be, and there has to be a dice there for you to be able to take the action. So the actions are, number 1 is take strudel or cake, and you can take as many cubes as there are dice here, but you can't take more cake than strudel. Number 2 is the same, but for wine and coffee, you have to take more or an equal amount of wine. You can't take more coffee. 3 is prepare rooms, and that's what we've just done for setup. You can prepare as many rooms as there are dice on here, so I would take one, put it on my little turn order thing here, and I would prepare up to 3 rooms, paying the cost depending on the floor, and I would do that in the exact same way I just did for setup. 4 is you can either move up the Emperor track or take a money for each die that's on here, and you can split that however you wish. And moving on the Emperor track is just moving up here. Number 5 is hire staff. We start with a hand of 6 staff cards, and they are going to provide us special abilities, either powers throughout the game, one-off cubes, or end-game scoring bonuses. And the number of dice there determine the discount that you'll get. You can only hire 1 staff member with the action, but say this guy, it would be 4 to hire him usually, but since there's 2 dice there, I could get a 2 discount on hiring him. Number 6, you have to pay a money to use in the first place, but you can use any other action as if it had power 2 by taking the 6 action. And they are the main actions. You can pass, and what that means is, after everyone else has had all of their turns, you get to take all the dice that are left, put 1 in the trash there, and re-roll them all and hope to get something that you want. And you can keep passing, but every time you've got to put more and more dice on this bin here, and eventually you're not going to be able to get anything. So at a certain point, you're going to have to just cut your losses and get what you're given. Also on your turn, you can do additional actions. The first one you can only do once. The action that you've picked, you can pay a money to act as if there's 1 more die on there, so make it 1 more powerful. That's the only action here that you can only do once on your turn, so you can only make it 1 more powerful. You can, as many times as you want. We start off with 1 of each dishes and drinks in the kitchen here. For 1 money, you can move them onto your guests. And I should say an important thing here, whenever you gain these cubes from actions or cards or whatever, you can put them straight onto customers that want those things if they've got space. Otherwise, they go into your kitchen and you're going to have to spend money to get 1 money for 3 cubes at a time to get out of your kitchen. For a free action, you can place one of your discs on a politics card if you meet the condition. So we'll look at the politics cards here. There are 3, and there are different ones for each game. These have just randomly come out. So this is prepare 12 rooms, whether they're occupied or not. Complete 6 groups. You'll see groups here are certain colours. You'll see there's walls dividing the groups. And when you have fully prepared a group and occupied them with paying customers, you get bonuses depending on what colour they are. So blue, depending on the size, it will give you a bonus of points, that many points. The reds will give you money, the more the bigger the area is, and the yellows give you movement on the Emperor track. So once we've done 6 completed groups, we will get to claim this card, which is 15 points. 15 points claiming each of these in a solo game. In the normal game, there's a race to try and get them, and you get less points as the game goes on. And the third one here is occupy 4 red rooms and 3 yellow rooms. And so that is the politics action. You can use staff with a once per round effect by just tilting them over and using their effect. I think, have we got one here? We haven't started with one, but there are, you can see that symbol there, the one with a curved arrow around it. And if you have a guest with a completed order, so if I've managed to get all of the things that this guy likes, I can, as a free action, move him into the room. So I would score the 5 points, I would get the bonus of 4 money, and then I would flip over one of my red rooms and get rid of him from my cafe. At the end of the game, you're going to get points for staff cards that provide them. For example, if I had hired this guy and he was out and not in my hand, I would get 3 points for every occupied red room I have. And there are a lot of those guys. You get points based on occupied rooms based on the floor that they're on. So the higher up, if I can prepare and occupy these rooms, they're worth 4 points each. You lose 5 points for each customer that's still in your cafe, and you can also lose points from the emperor. Oh, you get a point for every money left and a point for every cube left in your kitchen, so not on your guests. So that's a bit of a double-edged sword. You can put them straight on your customers, but they're not worth any points at the end if you haven't actually gotten those customers into your hotel. And the last thing to tell you about is the Emperor track. So this is the round tracker. At the end of rounds 3, 5, and 7, the Emperor is going to come along and check on our progress. And what that means is we are going to evaluate the space we've gotten. Let's say that at the end of round 3, we've gotten to space 6. So the first thing that happens is we score 4 points, because that's the space we're at on the track. And then, based on the round we're in, he moves us back a certain number of spaces, 3, 5, or 7. So in round 3, he would move me back 3 spaces. And then we evaluate how well I've done. If I am still in the yellow, he's impressed with me, and he's going to give me a reward. In his first visit, he's going to let me prepare any room for free. But if, say, I was in any position, like if I was here, I don't get a reward, but I don't get punished. But if I am in the 0 track, either because I didn't move at all or because he moved me back into it, I get punished. So this is give up a prepared room or lose 5 points. And you really don't want to be punished by the Emperor. It can be brutal. And you see, in the second time he visits, if we impress him, we get 1 of each cube. If we don't impress him, we lose every cube in our kitchen and on our guests. And the last time he comes, if we impress him, we get 8 points. If he's furious with us, we lose 8 points. And so that's what we have to be keeping an eye on. We start at 0 on the track as well. You move up the track with the actions, staff cards let you move up, and certain customers give you benefits. So we've got to try and find a way of impressing the Emperor, impressing our customers, and becoming that Grand Austria Hotel. And so that's it for the explanation. And let's get ready for the game. Okay, let's get playing the first round of 7 in Grand Austria Hotel. And let's roll these dice. I didn't roll that one. So we have, I think that's a nice mixture, which is good if you want a variety of actions, but it's also nice when a lot of actions get rolled at once and you can do a really powerful one. So there's no chance of moving up the Emperor track or getting more money this turn. So I think the first thing we should do is take a look at our hand of staff cards, because these are the people we'll get to put out. And there are a lot of symbols that can be a little daunting when you start playing the game, but they are all in the rulebook. You can see if you really look, they've all got names there in German, and they're at the back of the rulebook. You can check out what they mean. Although I would really recommend going on Board Game Geek, and who was it? It was Alex Gutter is his username. He made this visual reference where you can just basically, you can look at the name if you want, but you can just flick through and look at the symbols and it'll tell you exactly what that person does if you're unsure. So we've got some endgame bonuses. So for every occupied red room, for every column that we've got completed in our hotel, and then we've got some permanent powers. So every time we take the 4 action, get 4 points. That would be very nice to get out. Every time we take the 1 or 2 action, we get to prepare 1 room. That's very nice, which also works really well with this guy. Whenever you take a 1 or 2 action, it's more powerful. And this guy would let me just take a look at him. I think he lets you pay and ignore the penalty of the Emperor, which would obviously be very useful. Where is he? There's a lot of people in this booklet. And of course, he's right at the end. The conference manager, you do not suffer the penalty if you pay a money. Wow. So he would be nice to get out as well. But I think these two working together would be great. They may be my actions. But if I can manage to get a strudel, then I could move him into a room and get some cash and some points. But the first thing we need to do, I'm getting ahead of myself, we need to get some customers. We need to grab a guest. I think this lady would be nice because this guy does not want any coffee. So we have the coffee in the kitchen there. And then all of these slide down. Okay. And now for our action. I think I'm going to take the strudel action. So I can take 3 cubes, but I cannot take more cake than strudel. But that's no problem because I'm going to take 2 strudel and a cake. And I am going to place them straight on his card. And now for a free action, I'm going to pay 1 money and move out the cake and the coffee. Oh, actually, let's take that back a little bit. I could have taken this woman. It would be more sensible because then I am using the action to move all 3 cubes, so I'm not wasting anything. So she's a bit more powerful than the other lady. So let's take her, and with that action, so we took 3 cubes with that action there, and we moved 3 cubes from our kitchen, and we have completed 2 customers' requests straight away. So now we can do the free action of moving them to the room. So this guy here is going to earn me 5 points on the track there. And 4 money, which we move up here. And let's flip him over, and he is going to move into this room here and be very satisfied. And this lady here, she is going to earn me 3 more points, so we're on 8 now. And her ability is, she is going to let me play a staff card from my hand, so hire a staff member permanently for a 1 discount. And I think the one I'm going to do is this. So let's put him out here next to the hotel. We are going to hire the decorator. So whenever I take the 1 or 2 action in future, I am going to be able to prepare a room as well. And I get to prepare a room for her ability. So I would like some more. I'd like some more blue rooms, but there's none close to where I am. So I think let's prepare a yellow room. And I have to pay, the exclamation mark means just pay what it says on the floor, which is 1 money. And she moves into one of these lovely fresh blue rooms. And there we go, our cafe is empty. And our kitchen's pretty empty as well though. And our hotel is slowly filling up. We have that decorator there that should help us a lot along the way. So now it is the dummy player's turn. So we need to roll a dice and let's see what action he does. So he is going to take the first customer for a start. He's going to take the very expensive customer. And then which action is he going to take? That's a 2, so he's going to do the 2 action. He doesn't actually do the action. He's just going to remove the dice for us to make that action a lot less attractive. And we don't have to worry about extra actions or anything, so let's just roll this. So we have, he's going to take that customer again, and for his action, he is going to do the hiring staff. So, that we could have had a 5 discount, a 3 discount, I mean, if we'd have taken that action, but now when we do it, we will only get a 2 discount. So what's next? What's next for my hotel? I need to decide if I want a guest. I certainly want a guest. And I think I'm going to pay 2 money, so we're down to 10, and I'm going to take this green guest. So let's move these down and bring a new one out. And for our main action, so I can move this to him. I think I would like to hire a staff member. I think that would be very nice. So let's hire a staff member using this 5. So that's there. And I will hire this guy, the restaurant chef. And he costs nothing because I got a 2 discount. And so now I will be very powerful when I take those low numbered actions. And that is the end of the round. I could, if I want to, spend a money and get him in the room, but I think I'm going to take... It seems a waste to just do it for 1 cube. I think I'll get to do it later. There's no rush right now. So we are in round 2 now. We rotate the player order. So the dummy player will now go first. And re-roll the dice. Let's do half and half. There we go. So we have now got some 4s. And we do need to impress the Emperor a little. Since he moves us back 3 in his first visit, we need to be on at least 6 to still get the reward. And we are on 0. But there are 3 dice in the 4 section. Okay. So the dummy player is first. Which guest will he take? He'll take number 4. That's the yellow guest. And which action will he take? He'll take number 1. Okay, so that is unavailable to me. And no 6s came out, so that action is completely gone to me. Okay. So, turn number 2, that is me. Do I want another customer? I think so. I think we should take this lady. Yeah, this lady here. I've got a plan, I think. I don't know how good that plan is, because these people aren't worth any points. So for my action, let's take a 2 action, which has a power of 3, because I get to boost it by 1 because of my chef there. So I can take 3 cubes. And let's take, since I can't take more black than red, let's take 2 red and a black, which I get to put straight on her. And she is now fulfilled. Let's do the action that fulfills her. So she wants to move into a blue room. We have a space for her right here. That completes a zone, size 2, so that's 5 points for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to hire a staff member at a 1 discount. And I'm going to hire this lady here. And that is German. I have no idea what her name is, unfortunately. Chambermaid, maybe? But she is going to earn me 4 points whenever I take 4s, but I need to pay 1 for that. I only got a 1 discount. And I can still do him, but I think it's not urgent. We want that Emperor point, but we can wait until the 3rd round if we really, really need to get him out. So that was the 2nd action, and it's me again for the 3rd action. So I think I would like to take this guy. I think he's free. So let's shuffle these down. And for the action, I think I'm going to take the 4 action. Taking the 4 action earns me 4 points every time I do it. So I'm on 17 now. And I get its power 3. Now I think I am going to pay. Am I going to pay? I could pay 1 money. And I could move 4 spaces up here. So I'm definitely moving 3. I'm going to get 1 from the customer, but I need to be on 6. So let's pay. Let's pay and go to 4. So I've paid another money. And I think that's it. So that 4 comes to me. And his last turn, it doesn't really matter what action he takes because he's last, but he's going to take the first customer card away. And let's see what he did do. Oh, he took cake or coffee. No, wine or coffee. You have red cake. Well, you do, I suppose. Not in this game, though. And that is the end of round 2. So I have some staff members out. I have a few rooms filled up, but the Emperor is on his way. So round 3. Swap the turn order again. So I'm first. And let's roll these dice. I'll have to stop using my hotel for the dice area because it's filling up. Okay, so what have we got here? 5, 2... Oh dear. So not really many 4s. So I have to think about, I want to get to 6 because I want to prepare a room for free. Who doesn't? But to be able to do it, I'm going to need 2 movement on the Emperor track. I can get 1 from this customer, but the other one is going to have to come from somewhere. So I think my action, unfortunately, has to be this not very powerful action. I could pay again, but I aren't really in a position to be earning money, so I don't really want to be spending too much. So do I want to guest, though, first? I'm not in a great position of really having things ready for them. I don't want a customer, so I'm just taking the number 4 action, which is get 1 movement on the Emperor space. And now, since I did that, I get 4 points. So I'm probably going to be doing that action quite a bit. So the dummy player, he's going to take customer number 2. And then action number 4. There aren't any dice, so he'll pick something else. 4, 2. So he's going to get some more wine and coffee. And then, oh, it's him again. So he's going to take customer 2 again. And action number 1. Oh, the actions I wanted to do, because I like those low-numbered actions. So back to me. Do I want a customer now? I do, but I don't really want to pay this much for these yellow ones. I think... So I am probably going to be doing the number 1 action. So somebody that likes cake could be good. He earns a money. He's free. Let's grab him. Move these down. And so I need cake. So we can take the number 1 action, and it has power 2 because that's what my special ability is. I can add to it. So I will take 1 of each. I'm not going to boost it because boosting it wouldn't let me take more cake. It would just let me take more strudel. So let's put these straight onto these customers. And yes. Let's pay 1 to move that onto him. Or perhaps we shouldn't do that yet. No, let's put the cake onto him so we don't have to keep spending more money. I do get to prepare a room though, and I'm going to need to be able to put these guys anywhere. So let's prepare this room for 2 money. Let's prepare another red room. Okay, and now we can put them in their rooms. So he is going to stay in a yellow room. He scores me no points, but he moves me up on the Emperor track, which I need. Then this customer is going to gain me 1 point and 1 money. So we're back up to 7. Okay. And that was my last action, was do the number 1. And I think that is it for this round. So it's the end of the 3rd round. So let's evaluate the Emperor. I score 4 points based on my position on the track. He moves me 3 spaces back on the track. And I'm still in his favour, so I get to prepare any room for free. And we might as well prepare one. Oh, he moved into that red room, didn't he, the last customer? Since we have a red customer, and it's worth 2 points to do so, and it's on the top floor, so we're saving a lot of money, I score 2 points for preparing this red room for free. So 28 we're at now.